All right, everybody. Welcome to All Things Mets Talk. Andreina here. Today, our Brenda, our beloved Brenda, is not in Connecticut. She's chasing eclipses in upstate New York. But I have the wonderful Emily today. As you know, if you don't know Emily, she's a huge Mets fan and she's a girl just like us, and she loves the Mets. So we have Emily today. Hi, thank you, Emily, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I love
Awesome,
doing this.
right? Um, all right, let's jump to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that scratching off the Brewers series that we had, the horrendous Brewers series, I'm going to say that it seems like the Mets are playing better baseball.
Especially the end of the Tiger series through the Reds.
Yes, I see. I see a lot of hope, and I like what I see in some pitching, and some of our offense is starting to um, wake up.
My biggest concern, though, is that it's going to end up being a repeat of last year where we have pitchers that are doing fine through 5 innings and then they're relying on the bullpen. And last year, in the beginning of the season, the bullpen was great and was carrying us through games, but then they got tired because
Yeah,
they were overused. And so, is that going to be what happens all over again?
yeah, and the whole thing about like because on a normal game, because that's what worries me. Those games were like not normal. It's like there was some witchcraft behind every game. So even though some of the games we lost, like they looked like normal games, like we hit, we pitch, a little bit of everything. Last year, what happened was like it was drastic. Pitching wasn't working, offense was working, pitching wasn't working. So a little, we needed to balance more our both defense and offense to have a normal game and a chance to win. I think the other factor is, to be honest, I think baseball is not meant to be played in cold weather. I've heard from people that play baseball. I obviously never played, but surprise, if you didn't know, well, now you know. Um, it's really difficult to play baseball in cold weather. It's not that easy. The wind. So I'm hoping that as it gets warmer, and I don't want to give any excuse bad playing, bad offense and everything, but I think the weather is a big factor.
Well, and then if you consider a lot of these players are coming from warmer countries or have spent their off season in Florida or wherever.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Hi, Tom. Thank you for joining us. Um, Tom is here with us. Tom, you have right? Somebody got another pitcher got hurt. Should we talk about that, Emily?
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that there's 166 players in the injured list as of Thursday last week. I want you guys to guess how many pitchers out of the all you guys guess how. Okay, hold on. How many pitchers do you think that are part of that 166?
50. More? 80?
No, I'm gonna give you one more chance.
120?
132.
And I can think of two off the top of my head that have been injured since then.
132 pitchers out of 166 players. That's crazy. And it's going to be more. You bet that. I mean, it seems like pitchers are getting injured more than regular players. And it's just going to get more crazy and crazier every time.
And it's interesting, the two sides of it, because you have the players union side, the player association, where there's a lot of blame and emphasis on the pitch clock and that being what's causing all these injuries. And then you have MLB's side saying that that's not the case. It's the uptick in velocity and the expectation that people throw faster and throw harder. And
I think they're definitely throwing harder, and there's always changes in pitching. I think also, I mean, definitely they're trying to throw harder, and I think also like the ball changed in 2016, right? They made changes on the actual ball, and I think also the pitch clock. So I think it's a combination of everything. To be honest, we can't just blame one thing, unfortunately. But it's just. And we're always like short on pitchers, so it's worrisome that we don't have a lot of hopes. So let me see what Tom is saying. However, both teams are playing in the same weather. Exactly, it's true. It's true, but I guess it affects people differently.
See, we're just hopeful that that's what it is, and that the weather will get nicer and. It'll get better.
Yeah, I mean, Tom was guessing that 70, but it's 132, so that's crazy.
Well, another take on it was that they should allow teams to carry more pitchers. That instead of a 26-man roster, you should be able to have more like players on your roster, and maybe designate a certain number to be pitchers, because. I mean, even seeing Diaz close, one day and then come back the next, and it was a very different. He pitched differently.
Yeah.
From one day to the next, and you would think he pitches, one inning. He should be able to.
Remember, you text me. You said it. I never saw that with Buck. Remember?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right. Buck would like spread Diaz like so. He will be so careful with that.
You almost want like a happy medium. Like, we don't need to use him every night or every other night, but also like maybe sometimes, because Buck, there would be like this, he just never would bring him out.
Yeah, like 2 days in a row is not terrible. He's pitching, let's say he pitches one inning and it's like a 1, 2, 3 kind of inning. He can definitely go on the next day. So I think I'm okay with that too. What else I was gonna say? Oh, speaking of pitchers, I don't know if you got. I just got like a notification that Ramirez got DFA'd.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going into the details for that, I want to say that I see certain differences from 2023 when the front office just like things were happening and there was no reaction, nothing. So I feel like they're DFAing Tompkin, and that's hopeful for me too.
Yeah, there's a response.
And they're not waiting. They're like actioning. They're taking action immediately. So that's good. That's going to keep everybody on their feet, I guess. Play better.
I mean, as much as like it helps us to not have to face Spencer Strider, it is, for the sake of the game, not having some of these incredible pitchers to watch. I mean, like Alcantara, we haven't seen in so long.
Well, we need our own Senga.
Yeah.
We need Senga back. From what I heard, it's not like a terrible. I don't know. I'm not really sure what he has. He's when is he expected to play?
I heard like end of May, because he basically has to start spring training over. So.
Okay. Oh, all over again?
Well, he's already started, but like he has to go through like at least 6 weeks.
Okay, all right. Let me see what else is in my notes. I have
I mean, I don't think that Tehran is going to be all that.
We don't know. I have no idea. And I think that could be a good thing, because the Braves also maybe don't have a good idea of.
Well, he was a Braves pitcher. He was on the Braves, and then the Orioles picked him up, and the Orioles released him. So I mean,
oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
But I think he's scheduled. Is he pitching tonight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't sure who was going to pitch for the Braves, but
I think it's Charlie Morton, maybe.
Oh, Morton. Yeah.
Who's a local
Connecticut. Yeah, but yeah. He's a Brave.
I know.
Braves. So what's your take on, and I know only because we're talking about managers, what's your take on Mendoza so far?
It's hard to tell. Like it became very clear at some point last year that like either they weren't letting Buck call the shots, and that he was maybe a little too conservative. But some of the decisions I don't know that I don't like. I'm really not sure if it's coming from Mendoza or if it's coming from the front office. Like, I don't know why DJ Stewart is still DHing or why they have Wendell playing today.
Yeah, we have Nemo back on center field.
And I do get the, like, using different, because I mean, Bader has a history of injuries, so you don't want to just only rely on him in center field, but like,
it's hard to, it's really hard to, I hate judging managers, obviously, but we're never going to know if it's a front office, if it's a manager. What I know is like, I don't know, but my suspicion is like they want managers that are manageable from the front office. I think that's why Buck got the boot, even though they were managing him. I think he was just crawling out of his skin all the time, and that just showed, it reflected on the team, I guess. That's my take.
The other thing is, like, I really don't know how much any manager does, because if you look at it, like, Skip Schumacher won. Did he get manager of the year last year?
No, it was Buck. No, wasn't it? No, not like
the year before. But I saw something about how the Marlins already said they weren't going to pick up their option for him next year because they started off so poorly. And so it's like someone can go from being the best to being fired.
Yeah.
So how much is it really them? But then at the same time, I feel like if the one thing that they can do is really build like this team,
and camaraderie and morale.
I started to see that in the Red Series, but I feel like you're not really watching a team that's like excited to be there together. If you look at a game from 2022, the team looked like they were friends, they wanted to play together, they were excited about being like cheering each other on. There just hasn't really been that feel.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I think they think it's still 2023.
They're probably like it.
Yeah, I think the thing with Mendoza is, I think I was watching. Was it the second game? The horrible double steal. I heard somewhere that McNeil and Narvaez both said that was Mendoza's call for Narvaez to throw to second instead of guarding the home plate.
That was a terrible call. And some of his, like the bunts yesterday were great. But some of the other times that he's had people bunt have been like,
lady,
yeah, who clearly doesn't know how to bunt and was like really hot. So why are you?
And he's what, lefty, or I think it was the bunt. It wasn't gonna even work. Let me see what Tom says. I would have liked to see him make sure that Rhys Hoskins got knocked off the plate or hit after the way he tried to humiliate McNeil. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think McNeil should have pushed Hoskins. He should have done something, not just like la 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 la.
Hoskins ran to the dugout like before he started talking back. And if you watch him, he like gets up and just walks straight to the dugout.
And then he started to like boo from the dugout, like I would have pushed him, and no, if I push him, I know I'm going to have all my team behind me. But at least it's just hard. It's really hard, but it's just part of how McNeil is right now. He's not himself, and that worries me because he's been one of my favorite Mets for the last few years. I love how he just his energy and passion, and how he just puts the ball everywhere, and he's like all for the team. So I don't know. I hope he bounces back. And it's terrible what they're doing to Lindor. Have you seen, like, they're like trashing him?
Well, did you see the messages that someone sent his wife?
Yes.
They're horrible.
Well, it's just.
And he answered back. I mean, the next day he hit a double and a home run. But I mean, people have been awful to him since he came to the Mets.
Yeah, true. And the first half of the year he started, he was not doing well.
But a lot of people, when they get traded, or they struggle when they join a new team.
Yeah, and hey, he's such a nice guy. How can you, even if he really sucks, like, I still wouldn't. He's still a nice guy. He's always smiling. He's always like a really team player. So, I mean, not a standing ovation like Steve Cohen was asking the fans. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the fans that brought that up, and then Steve Cohen agreed with it.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't Steve's idea.
No. But I think how excited are these? I mean, if we think about it, it's just so crazy to me, because how badly was anybody going to want to come to the Mets when this is how we treat the stars on the team, and this is how.
Well, hold on, Tom. Hold that thought. Every player knows that New York is the toughest stage to play. Mm-hmm. And they just know that. Like, if they accept to play with, Mets or Yankees, I don't want to say the word, the ones on the other side, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to, like, have really tough skin to play in a New York team. Okay, so Tom says that Hoskins and the Mets have a history. When he was, like, with the Phillies, correct? I can't remember what it was, but
I mean, there's that home run that he ran really slowly around the bases.
Oh, yes. He's kind of scummy. Sorry for any of the Hoskins families watching. I really apologize. I doubt it. But you never know. So it's tough, but the whole thing, my whole take is, like, I am hopeful because I'm loving Manaea, and Severino did a really good job yesterday. So there's good things. We still have to, like,
and Beatty
is shining.
I just hope he can keep it up, but he's been incredible defensively. He's been great offensively. And it's just boosting his own, self-esteem, so that he's responding confidence. Like, he's doing great. And I was one of the first people that was like, he cannot be our third baseman. He's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's he's come a long way. But that's part of, like, putting him to play. He needs to play in order to show his growth, because I know he worked hard during spring training. I know that Lindor was training him. Lindor was working really close with him.
Which is, again, part of the value of Lindor. It's not necessarily what he's doing alone. It's what he's helping others do.
And that's what we know. I bet you he does even more for the baby Mets. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, stop trashing Lindor. He doesn't deserve that. That's not nice.
Definitely don't go after his wife and children, because
Oh, and the wife responded. The wife was like, ah, that's bad, especially a guy like him. Nemo, what about Nemo? When is he gonna wake up?
Yeah. See what Tom just
Let me see. Oh, that's what Hoskin did. He took 40 seconds to make his way around the bases after a home run. Oh my God. He needs to, he needs one right here.
and they just should have been smarter about it. They should have hit him, but in a way that could have looked more like an accident instead
Okay,
of like
question. Who, if you're Mendoza, who do you ask? Is it you would have Severino do it, or yeah, me too.
I would have had Severino do it, but I wouldn't have had him throw it at his head.
No, of course not. No.
Which is what Ramirez did.
Yes, he was. Yeah, no, I would have pointed to like a cheek or something, but definitely Severino first throw, he get him.
I would have been like, aim at his knee. You wanted to take McNeil's knee out, you aim at his.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of people disagreeing with that. And that would have changed the whole. I mean, I know that the outcome of that game was horrendous. But it's just, we need to defend ourselves.
And Buck never let them.
No, the reputation that the Mets have right now is so different from what the Mets were in the 80s. Of course, uncomparable. But they were bad boys. They were like, not gonna do it, so that's the fire we need.
I was watching, there was some reason I was like scrolling through social media that I saw like an old clip of Dwight Gooden getting hit and then him charging the pitcher and like it just a full out brawl.
Wait, I think I saw that too. Was it a game?
I mean, like everybody, and then the umpires would like separate people, and then they separate other people and go back and start fighting again.
Oh, wait. Was it Doc Gooden hitting? I forgot who he hit.
No, he was at bat.
Exactly, Doc Gooden got hit, and he went right for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Wow, that was like, that lasted a long time.
And obviously that's not going to happen, but like something in between maybe.
Yeah, a little something. Like, when was the last time the Mets got like in a brawl, like an actual brawl? Like, I
think there was one, I want to say in 2022, maybe versus Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Maybe when Marte got hit. I don't remember. I remember one time clearing the benches and it was like really crazy.
Okay.
But
we got to look that up.
Yeah.
And maybe get a clip and frame it.
The next time.
If the Mets would just do this again. Yes, Tom, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, he should have been punished. So we have the Braves coming up tonight. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna take a Xanax or I'm just gonna so my heart doesn't. It's just hard to watch those games. Just the fans, like, like, it's just, I can't stand it.
Well, I love what Tom just said, because I 100% agree.
They need to get their mojo back and play with confidence and some swagger. Yes. Yes.
And you see it from Alvarez. I mean, Alvarez always, his confidence, and
he's got plenty.
Yeah, but when you get the best tattooed on your neck, you have some confidence.
Yeah, and I hope it's contagious. Yeah, no, Alvarez is doing great. I'm really happy he's shown the growth that I knew that he was going to get to. Like, he's such a fast learner. And it's incredible how he already started. He's learned English. Now he has his own interviews. He does his own interviews. Like, I almost like cry every time I see him speak in English, because that is such a difficult thing to do, to be thrown into the fire and not
And I
understand.
was watching an interview with Beatty about, he was talking about when they were, or someone asked him about when him and Alvarez were, in the minors together, and they would go on these road trips. And he was like, yeah, we would have nothing to say to each other because he can speak English and I can't speak Spanish. And
That's so cute. Yeah, no, that's incredible. This kid is incredible. Oh my God, I was going to say something about, I was going to say, even if it's fake, fake it till you make it. Like, fake the swagger, even if whatever's happening inside, just build that around you. And yeah. All right, let me see. A nice win against the Braves would be, yes, Tommy, will help a lot. It's not impossible. I know it's not impossible. It's just that I hate the word hate, but we really hate each other.
The White Sox beat them.
Oh, yeah?
In one of the games. I think they've lost to the White Sox and to one of the games against Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Tom said they still do that tomahawk chop down there, and yeah. Awful. It's so.
And also just how, I don't know, they take advantage of these players by, and if you look at Acuna's contract, it's just ridiculous how little he makes for.
Because they got him so young.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, we got little Acuna. I hope he's like a third of what his brother is.
He's like a mini version.
He's
really little. I saw at spring training, I saw him and I was like, oh, he is very small. They're all so little.
They are a huge family. And I know this because I'm from Venezuela. They are a huge family. They all play baseball, and there's a lot of players. I think even Miggy Cabrera, I think he's related to them. They're all related. It's just crazy. They have that in their blood. It's baseballs going like through their entire body. And you should see the games in my country. Wow. Oh my God, it's like out of control how they go on the field. Like when they win, and like the whole family jumps on the field and they're like celebrating and lifting him, and
they're super. If we think they're superstars here.
Oh yeah, forget it. And there's a lot more, a little less security measures there. The fact they can all jump on the field and like do whatever they want. And I see comments from some of the American fans, and they're like, oh, please be careful with Acuna, don't hurt him. And he's like in the middle of the crowd, and like, oh, it's just crazy. What else? Hey, Kike, how are ya? They are smart. Oh, you're talking about the Acuñas? Tom. Yeah, they just know how to play the ball, and it's like instinctive. It's just they start playing very little, and it's not just that. It's definitely in their blood.
So I'm really hoping we win at least one.
Yes, with the Braves. Yeah, me too. It would be nice to win tonight.
Yeah. It's also Hank Aaron, like some Hank Aaron night at the Atlanta.
Is it going to celebrate?
Because it's like the anniversary of something. I was watching it before.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're fired up.
I mean, I don't want to wish bad, but Strider he's kind of been nasty to the Mets. and not just on the mound. He's
I mean,
been
I don't like him a lot. Like, what do you say? He said something about how he wished there were no fans or fans were quiet during games.
yes, that's what I yeah, like shut the hell. Sorry.
I mean, the only bad thing is that the Mets usually do pretty well against him, even though he's so good. It kind of shuts him up a little bit, but I mean, not having to face him isn't the worst.
Yeah, it is better not to face him. So Kike, if you're listening, I think Kike and I were messaging when because Kike is a Reds fan, and we're talking about managers. And I don't know if you noticed, but I think it was this. I don't know what game it was. The first game, maybe they left. He's like, "You're complaining about your manager. Look at my manager. He left this. It was Cruz. It was pitching, and he allowed like the bases to get loaded and." 1, 2, 3, 4, and my brother's like, get him out of there. Why is he still there? Like, and he said he was getting so frustrated because they were showing the manager, and the manager's like, so.
And I'm surprised they left India in the game after he got hit. He looks like he was in a lot of pain.
Well, his dad is a huge Mets fan.
I know. He grew up a huge Mets fan.
Yeah, Kike is saying all managers are really bad right now. Yeah, what do you think is? I think it's probably because they can't really make their own decisions, and I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. He said they just sit there. That's what it looks like.
I mean, it looks like they used to make decisions, and now they don't anymore.
It looks like they're waiting. It looks like it's not all here. Like it looks like there's something that they are bouncing their head off of. If it's like something they've been told not to do or to do, and they're like, what do I do? Like they're always like,
It's like from like Moneyball, the movie, when you watch and the manager just sitting there doing nothing because the front office is saying, you know, exactly who should be called up, who should be sent out, what each person.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. GMs have control of it. And
I'm kind of glad that's not Epler, so that's good.
yeah, at least it's not Epler. Oh my gosh. Well, it's 7:03. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything else before we shut off and we start watching the game, but
I feel like Tom has been so supportive of us in the Mets. I'm going to have to start paying more attention to the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah, we should. We definitely should. Tom is the best. He's like our number one fan. So we can wait until Brenda joins us next week. And wait, he's saying that he thinks Strider might be out for the year.
I think he might need Tommy. This will be his second Tommy John surgery in 5 years.
Yeah, I think he's out.
I mean, he's only 25 years old or something. He's young.
Yeah, get him out. Just don't get anything better than than him.
They probably have someone in a prospect coming up who's going to be like the next
21-year-old, like throwing 110. Yeah, that's a big blow to the Braves for sure.
But every time we think they have a huge blow, they end up with someone else who's, we think, oh, they lost their shortstop. It's going to be a big deal. They bring someone else up. They're fine.
Yeah, it's like they are our arch enemies. It's just like it's like that thing that we can't help, but they're a great team. I mean, they play really well. They've been playing really well, and we haven't.
Let them play well all season, and then they can fall off in the playoffs like they do every year.
Yeah, and I think baseball, it's a game of surprises. You can be trailing the entire season, and suddenly you make it in the wild, as a wild card team, and that happens. That does happen. All right, let me see. Tom said, I will be totally shocked if Chris Sale stays healthy all year. He wants to say something. Yes, Tom, you have the floor. What do you want to say? Um, oh, you guys are true and sincere fans, and thanks for putting out a baseball show every week. Of course. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I mean, we love the Mets, and I'm not gonna. I mean, even though like I curse and I say all kinds of horrible things when they don't win, I'm still gonna watch them, and I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna root for anybody else. And we have to somehow stay there for them because nothing
Well,
else.
I was saying to a friend of mine at work the other day, I was like, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to be really good and the games are going to be fun, or they're not going to be good and the games will be cheap. So then you can go and sit and
Yeah, that would be nice. All right, so we are going to call it today, and I want to thank Tom and Kike so much for and especially Emily for filling in for Brenda. Emily is always welcome to join us, and we just thank you again. So, Emily, you want to say anything?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Let's go, Mets.